Well, hello and welcome once again to our online mentorship session. It's a beautiful Friday evening, 31st of October, and I'm so excited that we are back because we had a break last week because of some programs we were handling locally here. But I'm happy and I'm grateful to God where we are connected. And I thank every one of us, especially those of us who are consistent viewers and followers. Thank you for the premium that you have placed on this platform and on the things that you are receiving and hearing again and again. Thank you for the value you have placed in the informations that you have been receiving. And I believe that we are going through a process of transformation, that the things we are hearing is beginning to change how we see life, is beginning to positively affect our perception. It's beginning to bring a reorientation to our mindset. It's helping to redefine our thought patterns and shifting our paradigms. And I'm happy because transformation is one journey that is not only progressive, but it is of great advantage to the individual that undergoes it. And there are indicators, there are signs at some point that you can point to know that you are making progress. And I believe the same for every one of us. So once again, thank you for being here, and thank you for, I see a lot of engagements already at the comment section. So let's hit the like button straight away and share with as many as we can. We're already at a relapse of time, and so we are going to start right away. So please do well to hit the like button and share this broadcast with as many as you can. Whether you're watching by Facebook or you're watching by YouTube, please do well to like and to share. Somebody you want to be a part of this program today, somebody you want to hear what is being discussed today, please do well to share this broadcast with them right away, some of which you can even follow up with them and let them know that we are live right now, because it's going to be an amazing journey today. Thank you so much. I see quite a number of engagements already on YouTube. Thank you, Nelly, all the way from Winchester, Virginia, in the United States, and to everyone who is connected right now. Looks like we have more females than males. Let's look at the Facebook and see how many people we have there. Okay, it's good to have every one of us connecting. That's Prophet Michael. That looks like a new viewer. You're welcome, sir. And to every one of us connected right now. So let's keep our engagements coming on the live chat session. You have it both for Facebook and for YouTube. So let's keep our engagements coming. And of course, as the session progresses, any points that resonates with your heart, you can do well to put it up on the live chat session. You can also do well to ask your questions. That's why we have that session. It's for interaction. As a matter of fact, this mentorship session is mainly for interaction. And so while we discuss, I would really want to hear from us as we make progress with the discussion today. So let's pray as it's our culture, and then we get started. Father, thank you for everyone following right now, watching on Facebook and on YouTube from across Nigeria and around the world, different time zones, different nations, different races. And we come under the influence of your wisdom and the leading of your spirit. And may their lives be thoroughly transformed and changed. In Jesus' name, amen. So 2 weeks ago, before we went on the break, we talked about relationships to avoid. And for a couple of weeks now, especially since we came into October, we've been talking about building strategic relationships. And we're going to stay on relationships a little bit more because not only is it an important aspect of the human endeavor. As a matter of fact, I always say that relationships are the currency of destiny. And I believe that the science of life cannot be fully understood by any individual without studying about relationships. Aside from that, we are soon coming out of 2025, and before us is another new year that will begin in less than 70 days from now. So it is important that the discussions we have on this platform at this time begins to prepare us for the new year. I'm proactive in my thinking, and I believe that it's important that you can start preparing for the next year even from now. You don't have to wait to get into next year. That's why I consider this discussion on relationships extremely important. So last 2 weeks we talked about relationships to avoid in 2026, and I mentioned about 11 of them, and I just want to go over it again. We talked about avoiding distractors or time wasters, whether they are individuals or meetings or activities. We talked about gossipers or tale-bearers. We talked about pessimists or toxic people. In other words, those who only focus on the negative sides of things. You would have your morale destroyed or degraded if you hang around this kind of people a little bit too much. We also talked about takers. Most often they are greedy and selfish people who only take from you and never contribute to you or anything around them. We talked about avoiding immoral or lustful people. If you want to build morality and a valuable lifestyle. We talked about avoiding wasters, avoiding ungrateful people or people we call ingrates. We talk about avoiding entitled people, lazy or complacent people, attention seekers, and lastly, emotional sponge or suckers. You know, there are people that being around them drains you emotionally. You have to be sensitive to watch for those people and lovingly keep them away, because your emotional and mental state are very important for you to succeed and make progress. So today we want to talk about relationships to cultivate, build, and keep in 2026. Now, you see, life is such that it gives you the opportunity, in respect to time, gives you the opportunity to meet certain people, good people, well-mannered people, well-meaning people, bad people, and all kinds of people. Opportunities come at seasons and times of our lives where we get to make new friends and start up certain relationships. Now, whilst you may not have control completely on meeting these people according to the time, what you can control is your preparation for meeting strategic relationships, knowing that there is always a cycle of time that brings about strategic relationships in your life. And that's the reason why you must be prepared ahead of time. You must make the most use of every opportunity by preparing before the opportunity comes. You know, somebody said in the school of success that preparation plus opportunity is equals to success. And that's really true. I agree with that school of thought a whole lot. So you can prepare yourself by having the right values, having the right mindset, having the wisdom needed that helps you not only connect with these people, but cultivate this relationship, build them, and sustain them. it is important that you have relationships that can last, especially when they are good relationships that are valuable and well-meaning to your life. So before we talk about the relationships that you should cultivate, build, and keep in 2026, first of all, let me give you a little background. When we talk about relationships, what kind of relationships can you have in your life? Of course, relationship is simply, you connecting and interacting with people, with places, with activities, with individuals, with systems at a given time. Conrad says time and seasons, very important to know. That's true. That's true. There's always a window of time that opens you up to new relationships. So I have a list of 5 basic relationships that every individual can have in this life, as far as there are relationships with people. And let me call them out so you can hear. Number 1, there are acquaintances. Acquaintances. Acquaintance are people you meet timely or seasonally, and get to build a formal or semi-formal kind of interaction with them. They could also be people you grew up with, people you knew or you connected with within a season or window of time in your life. Acquaintances. It could be your neighbors. You could have some form of connection with them, and that connection can grow for a period of time. But these are not very close people to you. They are simply acquaintances. They may not have the values that you have. They may not believe in your moral systems. They may not they may not have the same moral beliefs like you. They may not have the same convictions like you do. Then there are colleagues. Colleagues are people that you share the same responsibilities with, or you are in the same field with, like maybe schoolmates or classmates, or people in your office space, or maybe you are in the same profession together, you're in the same career together. These are colleagues. Or maybe professionals that you share a similar field with in the academia, or in the corporate world, or in the marketplace. These are all colleagues. So you are going to share a portion of your life with these people always around you. That's one example of relationships that you can have. Then we have companions. These are a little bit closer to you. They are these relationships are informal in their setting. All right. Companions are people you can call friends. All right. And many of them can be close to you, and you can share a large portion of your life with these ones. Then there are partners. These are a little bit closer than companions. In fact, these are the people that are in your core cycle of relationship. I want you to imagine a concentric cycle. Concentric cycles are cycles within cycles. So draw 3 concentric cycles. All right? Draw a smaller one, draw another one around it, and draw a larger one around it. These cycles will represent different stages or levels of relationships you can have in your life. So you'll be able to know where the acquaintances will fall in, where the colleagues are, where the companions are, and the partners. The partners are companions that may be with you for life, or for a very lengthy portion of your life. They could be your spouse. That's why we call them life partners. They could be strong business associates. You could build a company with them, or you can share the same passion with them and be involved together. These are what people will call covenant friends. Not just any kind of friends. These are friends that are as close to you as perhaps even family, or maybe closer. These are people you share a lot of things with, and will build a prosperous and fulfilling life with. Partners. Fun fact, partners are few. They are not many, and they can come into your life seasonally. Also, it will interest you to know that spouses alone are not partners. Your partners go beyond your spouse, but your spouse can be one example of your partner. And then there is family. Family, of course. Your family should be some of the closest people to you. Your siblings, your parents, your children, your spouse, they all fall in the category of family. So there you have it. Acquaintances, colleagues, companions, partners, family. Now, having said that, it will be important that as you step into 2026, you begin to categorize, as you do a reevaluation about your life and take stock about your life, begin to categorize every relationship in your life at least around these basic 5. There are also mentors, and religious leaders who play a role of covering over your life. I believe that these ones can be referred to as partners, because they are providing a strong support system for the fulfillment of your destiny. So reevaluate your life and try to categorize every relationship you have. You see, the reason for structure and order in the relationships around our life is to define every relationship and to know what role they are meant to play in your life, as well as what role you are meant to play in theirs, so that there's some form of order, and so that your energy is conserved and dissipated in the right direction. All right? It takes a lot to build relationships, and you want to build something that will last. That's the reason why it's important to have all of this. Now, what are the relationships to cultivate, build, and keep in 2026? I'm going to be as quick as possible, and then I'm also watching out for those who may have questions around this discussion. Can we see the Facebook page, just in case there are questions? And please do well to like the broadcast. If you're just tuning in, hit the like button and share with as many as you can. We are live already and proceeding with the discussion. And feel free, please, to engage me on the live chat session. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, your questions, where you are following us from, and let's interact. Okay, I don't think we have questions for now, but we'll watch with time. Elizabeth says it takes a lot to build relationship. Yes, it takes a lot. Relationships are mutual. It takes a lot. It shouldn't take a lot from one party. Otherwise, it's going to be a toxic relationship. Mutual strength, mutual support, mutual understanding, mutual growth. And each party should strive to give equal energy as the other. Even if it's a relationship for benefit or is a transactional relationship. If it's a transactional relationship, even though I don't advise people to build their relationships on transactions alone, what you can get alone, but of course every relationship should profit you one way or the other, and it depends on the individual's understanding of profit. Some people, the moment you mention profiting from relationship, all they think is financial resources. But money is not the only resource. At the same time, Money is not all that any man needs. No, there are problems that can't be solved by money. So you must have equal energy from the both parties. Now, what are those relationships that I will advise and counsel you to build in 2026? I want you to listen to this. A wise man once said that who you are now and who you will be in 5 years' time, the difference will be based on two things. Number one, the books you read. Number two, the friends you keep, the relationships you build. Your relationships, to a large extent, define you. They represent your morals and your values. They express your opinions. It's often said, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. How true? How true? Your personality can be revealed by your company. Your identity can be revealed through the kind of people you hang around. He that walks with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. So when you keep certain people around you, you are simply showing people your value systems, your morals, what you believe in, your convictions. That's why they are around you. And that's the reason why, if you have relationships that don't define your personality, that don't express your credibility, your reputation, it is good that you either just leave them as acquaintances or colleagues, or keep them at bay, not so close, because people will look at your friends and the people around you to know who you are. And also to interest us that if you look at your life from the beginning of this year till now, most of what you have become has been heavily influenced by the people around you, one way or the other. You could not completely become who you are now or achieve the things you could achieve without the valuable contribution of resources or of relationship. In fact, relationships are resources for destiny. It's important you know that. Somebody said that your company determines your destiny. Your association determines your destination. And it's very important. So I'll advise you to cultivate, build, and keep these relationships in 2026. As a matter of fact, pray for them to come. Pray for them to come. Number one, proactive or proficient people. What does it mean to be proactive and proficient? First kind of relationship that you should cultivate and build and keep in 2026. Proactive or proficient people. I saw a question, they will attend to that question, but not now. What does it mean? Proactive and proficient. To be proficient is to be highly skilled, and to be proactive is to take initiatives ahead of problems. So proactive and proficient people are problem solvers. You want those people around your life in 2026. As a matter of fact, I put them as number one. You know why? Because life is filled with problems and challenges, and your growth is factored into the kinds of problems you can solve. Your advancement in life will always be your ability to solve certain problems. So proactive and proficient people are simply problem solvers, and you want to keep them around your life. Build those relationships when you have them. Okay, Nelly says, can people move from one category to another, or move from a closer relationship to a least one? Yes. Amongst the 5 kinds of relationships we have, they can drift. An acquaintance can become a partner. And it's very rare, and I don't pray it happens to you, but sometimes a partner can drift to become an acquaintance. They can drift. These are just categories to help you classify the kind of relationships in your life. I'm coming to Lizzie's questions later. Number 2, wise people. Cultivate your relationship with wise people. Build it and keep it. Watch out for wise people. You'll know them by the way they speak, by the way they behave. Wisdom is not hidden. Wisdom is always outstanding. In fact, wisdom is the principal thing. And he that walks with the wise shall be wise, but a companion of fools will be destroyed. There is safety and security and longevity in keeping wise people around you. Number 3, builders. Builders. People with the initiative, the ability, the courage, the diligence, and the resilience to build. Let me say it again. People with the initiative, the ability, the courage, the resilience, and the diligence to build. They can build anything. Relationships, businesses, companies, investments, buildings, constructions. If God has given you people who, when you look at their lives, you see them as potential builders. And you know, to build takes patience. Please keep those people around you. Pray for them to come and keep them. Number 4, conservationists. Conservationists. Also, I call them prudent people. People who have learned to save, protect, or manage resources. Conservationists. People who don't believe in wasting. Remember, relationships to avoid, one of them were wasters. Now, keep people around you who believe in conserving resources, managing resources, whether they are financial or material resources or informational resources. People who believe in management, protecting what you have. Eventually, they will get to protect their relationship with you because they are conservationists. They are prudent people. Number 5, confidence. Confidence. Who are those people that you can rely on? You can keep your secrets with. You can share your secrets with. In this world where information is power, and everybody wants to boast that they know one thing or two about you. In this world where we have a lot of truth breakers in relationships, there are those few people that you can count on. You can hold as your confidence. You can keep them close to yourself because you know they won't betray you. They will keep your secrets safe with them. Those are the people to share your dreams with, to share what bothers you the most with, knowing that you are in a safe space. Please let your inner cycle be filled with confidence. In fact, make that a requirement for anybody who will be a partner. Make them confident. Make sure they are confident. Number 6, resourceful people. Resourceful people. There are people who are bound with resources, whether mental resources. Every time you talk with them, you have great ideas, informations coming in. They are innovative, creative people, or people with financial resources. Now, you know, sometimes you can be blessed to have people who will always support what you do financially. Never you trivialize those people. Never you fall into the category of being an entitled person because somebody gives to you again and again. Listen, every time a person gives you, regardless of what they give you, especially when they give again and again, know that they would have given that to somebody else. For every time you were giving something by somebody, there was someone else better off who needed what you received. So don't be an entitled person. If you are blessed to have resourceful people around you, protect them jealously. Protect them jealously. Financial resources, material resources, spiritual resources. These are resourceful people. Okay? Every time you come around them, there's an abundant flow and release of resources. Resources that can help power your destiny. Keep them close. Keep them close. Protect them. Protect them. Number 7, burden bearers. Helpers. These are people who will be there for you. These are people who are like sent into your life. They are your helpers. One way or the other, you find them helping you, especially in very important activities or at very crucial moments. Sometimes they can give you resources, sometimes they can connect you with people, but many more times they are just there for you. You can cry on their shoulder, you can lean on them, you can rely on them, you can depend on them. They are burden bearers. Some of them can even pray for you. Some of them can protect you. Please keep burden bearers or helpers close. There is nobody who is not helped one way or the other. Keep them close and never forget what they do for you. Number 8, people of integrity. People of integrity. People who say what they mean and mean what they say. Truthful people. Honest people. Trustful people. People of character. Sure, you want to have them. Fun fact, even evil people want people of integrity around them. Even evil people want trustworthy people. People they can rely on and trust. Number 9, those who believe in you. Those who believe in you wholeheartedly. Keep them close. No matter how small they are, no matter how limited they are, build those relationships once and again. You will need moral support from them. You will need encouragement from them. They will stop at nothing to show you that they believe in you. They can invest in you. They can invest in your business. They can invest in your ideas. They can stake their neck for you even when you don't have practical proofs. Value and honor those people very well in your lives. They are people we can't replace. They are people that are almost indispensable. Keep them close. Number 10, loyal people. These are the ones that will never betray you. They will remain faithful. Whether they are business partners, whether they are friends, whether they are colleagues, whatever position they hold in your life, if they are loyal, keep them close. If you're a pastor or a minister and you have loyal followers, keep them close. If you are a business person and entrepreneur, you have staff who are loyal. As much as you can, create opportunities to find out those who are loyal around you. Keep them close. Number 11, people with right or similar values. People who share the same values with you, especially if they love you. Cultivate and build these relationships. You know, they say, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. So look for these people with similar values such as yours and keep them. And then number 12, godly people. Godly people. You want to remain close to God every day. So keep godly people around you. They help you to grow spiritually and interact with the spiritual aspect of life, which is actually the core of life. So there you have it, 12 kinds of relationships to cultivate, build, and keep in 2026. So let's go through some of the questions I can see here. Lovina says, how do I know a confident person or a confidant? How do you know a confidant? You can know by testing them. Tell them something and see if you hear it somewhere else. That's a confidant. Give them a little information about yourself and watch how long they're able to keep it without telling anybody, regardless of their various affiliations and connections. I mean, you know those kind of people that even their spouse, they won't tell what you tell them. Those people are very, very valuable. Keep them very close. Many great destinies have ended because secrets were leaked. Let's go to Facebook and see some of the questions there. Okay, Elizabeth says, I hear people say one person would have to be the driver or bond of the relationship, and one person would have to be the foolish one of the party. Now, I think that school of thought has to do with solving problems or conflicts. Maybe it's for conflict resolution. If you are trying to resolve a conflict between two individuals in a relationship, to build understanding, like they use the word understanding. One has to be under the other or both. However, in every relationship, both are like two pilots on a plane. One needs the help of the other. They are all co-pilots. Even if that relationship is a marital relationship. If you have one person giving more energy in a relationship than the other, that relationship is headed for the rocks. Humans are designed to want to be appreciated. And one of the best ways to appreciate people is not only to say thank you, but it's to show equal commitment. In fact, it's a more superior way of being appreciative of people around you, showing equal commitment. So let's say you have two people in a relationship and one seems to bring more financial resources than the other. The other person may not be as financially independent as the other individual. So they may not be able to match that energy. Now, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't once in a while try to do something for the other person financially. However, they can look for other aspects where they can fit in. When you come into a relationship with a person, don't look to what you can gain first. Look to what purpose they have in your life and what role you can play in theirs. Try to be someone who seeks to impact others. Try to be someone who seeks to contribute to others rather than taking from others. Remember, one of the relationships to avoid in 2026 are takers. And many of us have been a victim of takers in 2026. A lot of us. They take your time, take your resources, drain your energy. When you're around them, you don't even feel like anything is added to you. And they know. There's no need to keep them around. If you can't get them off your life, keep them at a distance till they grow. All right? So I hope I answered your question, Elizabeth. Let's see if there are more questions there. Elizabeth says, those who believe in you have a way of spurring you into becoming great. That's true. That's true. They become motivations, springboards. And be grateful every day for people who believe in you, especially those who believe in you well enough to invest in you. Okay, here is Adasa. By godly people, sir, can I assume that these are the category of people who most likely have all these virtues you listed? Sometimes there are godly people who are this blessed. They can be all of these 12. I mean, it's difficult to find people like that who have all of this. Sometimes you may have just one or two. If you are blessed, you have 3 of them. But by godly people, I mean people who primarily their lives make you endearing to God, or brings you closer to God and spirituality. She says again, can a person have all these virtues? And lastly, how are you able to be all this? It is possible for a person to have all these virtues, and you can become all of this. The key is simple: transformation and personal development. Now, sometimes God may bring them into your life so that by your contribution they can have more or all of these. And some other times God can just favor you and bring a ready-made package. Now, this doesn't mean that having all these qualities makes them perfect. No. Human beings have flaws. But if you have an individual carrying all of these, that is a friend for life. That is a friend. If you have an individual that is proactive, wise, a builder, a conservationist, who is able to manage your resources, a confident at the same time, a highly resourceful individual, a burden bearer or a helper to you, a person of integrity, and someone who believes in you, who is loyal to the relationship that they have with you, who has similar values with you. And no. If I have one of these, I'm going to have them sit by my bedside. If you have somebody that has all of these, they are more valuable than any landed asset. They are more valuable than $1 million. So some of them, God can bring them to you. You need to learn to protect good relationships. That's why there are relationships to cultivate, build, and keep in 2026. Any more? Okay. So Christiana says, please, Father, how do you end unappreciated relationship quietly without the person knowing? You just mentioned the answer there. Quietly. Silence. It's the best way to start a relationship you don't want to end because you don't want to offend somebody's emotion. It's communication that builds relationship. Starve communication and the relationship dies. And for those who are spiritual, you can pray them out of your life. If you are certain that they are unwelcomed and unappreciated relationships, maybe they've done their part and it's time for you to move on. Learn to protect good relationships. Adasa says, thank you, sir. I think that question was well answered. All right. That's all we can take today. I believe it's been informative and life transforming and highly impactful. If I were you, I'll go back to watch this session again. Watch it again and again and share with any reasonable friend around you. Tell them, you know what, you have to watch and listen to this. You can even take the video, do a short with it, and put it on your status on TikTok. These are the kind of things people should hear. Thank you so much to all of us, my viewers around the world. Thank you for this precious moment. I'll see you again next week. We're still discussing on relationships, and it's going to be amazing. So do have a lovely weekend ahead and a happy new month in advance. God bless you, and bye for now.